say every Ghanaian will be worried. Every Democrat, people who believe in real democracy, rule of law, must be worried that certain institutions that play a key role in the dispensation of our democracy don't have substantive heads of the institutions. It would be worrying because leadership then becomes a problem there. Generally, we will say that someone acting may be capable. But you see, in the Ghanaian context, particularly the African context, or in fact generally, universally, people struggle for positions. Positions of this nature, the Yoko, the Shiraj, whatever you can call them, those independent, constitutionally independent institutions. If they don't have leaders, it affects our democratic system. Now, what would be one reason why the president will not appoint? The president will not appoint because he will be playing a political game, okay? Because there's no excuse to say you cannot appoint 2-3 people into these 2-3 institutions. There is no reason. If you take the Shiraj, for example, why is it that the president fails to appoint a substantive head for the institute? There's somebody acting. The fellow understudied the previous leader. So why is it that the fellow is acting and is there? For some reason, maybe tactically, to put you in an acting position and you cannot judge cases against the president. For example, the Ford expedition matter now. The person acting will not want to dissatisfy the president who may likely appoint him. So this influences the people's psyche. And so it's like, let me play my master game because I'm acting. Why should I take a firm decision? Will my decision be accepted? Will somebody not come and challenge that an acting person cannot make a substantive decision? You see, all these kind of arguments are there. So there is a gap in the leadership. People are also sitting and following, like if you go to Shiraj or Yoko, there are deputies. And they are all at par. So who is supposed to come on? Everybody is a lobby, okay? So the fellow acting now is a bit incapacitated because of the psychological thinking for confirmation of his position. So the president, I would say, is playing game. He's playing political appointment tactics, or what I would call presidential tyranny of appointment, okay? Presidential tyranny of appointment, using it tactically and strategically. So, like I cited an example, the president taking a bribe of a Ford expedition. Now, people have petitioned Shiraj. There is enough evidence or enough facts out there to call for a prima facie case for investigation. What is the acting Shiraj chairman say, or what the commissioner say? Saying that the people should furnish the Shiraj with further particulars and details of evidence. Of which one again?
Now, what
if you go to Yoko, I don't know whether it's called a director or whatever he's called, Yoko, I read in the papers, he went to contest on NDC ticket in the Volta region, and they said he had embezzled some funds. Can you imagine? The policeman himself is charged for stealing. Is it not a serious case?
Now, I'm going to ask about these individuals. You are saying that they are unable to discharge their duties based on conscience, and that they have to dance to the whims and caprices of the appointing authority just for the sake of getting appointed as the substantive heads of those institutions.
That is the psychology I'm speaking. I'm not saying that is a fact, but it's a human nature. And psychologically, I'm speaking as a psychologist. I study human behavior, and I know how the human behavior can tilt, you know. So I am acting. If I am acting, and in this system where we have a corrupt system like this one, where I know even I can investigate the president of this country. Incidentally, there is a case against the president of this country, President Mahama. for taking a bribe of a Ford Expedition in exchange for giving contracts to Mr. Kanazo of Burkina Faso, who makes roads, and the roads suddenly deteriorate, and the president stands in public to recommend his works for Ghanaian contractors to go and emulate. And when we look at the roads are deteriorated even before handing over. Are you understanding? So in such a situation, the Shraj chairman or director or commissioner who wants the president to appoint him, as a human being, would he step on the president's toes? He will pretend to toe the president's lines, because the president appoints you in the first place. There's a basic thing we should always remember. When the president appoints you in this our system, part of it is I should have at the back of your mind that you are supposed to implement the policies that will emanate from the president's place. So you have to be careful. That is why I say the appointees or the potential appointees are always wary of this kind of political tyranny of appointment.
Thank you.